Welcome to our YouTube channel where we share interesting movie facts. Join us as we uncover the secrets and trivia behind your favorite films. From classic Hollywood hits to indie gems, we cover it all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy learning something new about the movies you love. Number 1. Several actors were considered for Batman. Warner Brothers found itself in a bit of a tricky place, trying to find a notable actor to play Batman who wasn't already in the MCU. Some of the names considered included Armie Hammer, Nicholas Hoult, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Reeves had Robert Pattinson in mind when writing the script, having seen him in Good Time. Still, the director feared Pattinson wouldn't be interested in such a role, having largely eschewed blockbuster filmmaking after escaping the Twilight series. Number 2. The film also had a different vision of Bruce Wayne. Reeves did not want to do the playboy socialite facade for Bruce in the Batman. Instead, he thought of Kurt Cobain. Reeves imagined Wayne like Cobain in his last days, a recluse in a decaying manor. Number 3. The Batmobile is electric, and its entrance in the movie was inspired by the Stephen King novel Christine, which is about a possessed car. Number 4. The scene where the Riddler talks to Batman over a video call at City Hall took over 200 takes, many at Paul's request. Paul was in a soundproof room with a phone, delivering a ton of variations on the Riddler's lines. According to director Matt, he goes, "Okay, let me try one where I'm off camera and I stick my head in, let me try one where I'm already sitting there." He's directing this one-person play on an iPhone. It was the giddiness that really got to me. Number 5. The pandemic hit the Batman hard. Reeves had been filming for 2 months when the COVID-19 pandemic began to hit hard. Originally, Warner Brothers did not plan to suspend shooting, but on March 25, 2019, Reeves announced that shooting would indeed be suspended indefinitely. Sadly, the film's dialect coach Andrew Jack died from complications related to COVID-19 that April. The film would not begin shooting again until September 17. Number 6. It was a box office success. The Batman was released wide on March 4, 2022, past the peak of the pandemic, but into a landscape where the cinemas were still in flux. In fact, it was the first Warner Brothers movie in over a year not to be released on HBO Max simultaneously with its theatrical release, though it did hit the streamer on April 17, giving the movie a fairly brief theatrical run before that would cut into it. And yet, The Batman still made $369.3 million domestically and $770.8 million worldwide. Number 7. A full script was produced. Affleck and DC writer Jeff Johns put together the screenplay for The Batman, which was the film's title from the beginning. The movie was going to heavily feature Arkham Asylum, with the idea that Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, had orchestrated a jailbreak to try and kill Batman. Batgirl would also make an appearance. Number 8. Deathstroke was cast and everything. In 2016, it was announced that Joe Manganiello would play Deathstroke. On top of that, Zack Snyder shot a post-credits scene for Justice League featuring Lex Luthor meeting Slade Wilson, as played by Manganiello, and revealing Batman's secret identity to him. The plan was to begin filming in mid-2017 or early 2018 at the latest. Number 9. Despite rumors, it was a PG-13 film. Reeves' film promised darkness and violence, leading some to speculate it would be R-rated, making it the first Batman movie to have that designation. Ultimately, though, The Batman was given a PG-13 rating. This was always going to be the case. Reeves said there was no R-rated cut and that one of the few mandates Warner Brothers had given him was that the movie had to be PG-13. Number 10. There will be a sequel. The Batman was intended to be the first film in a trilogy, but of course, a lot happened with the movie prior to it being released. That being said, even before the movie came out, both Pattinson and Reeves were talking enthusiastically about exploring the world of Batman further. Indeed, in April of 2022, a sequel was announced, with both Reeves and Pattinson returning for the film. Number 11. There will be at least one spin-off series. Colin Farrell makes a memorable turn as the future Penguin in the Batman, and he will reprise the role in TV form. The Penguin stars Farrell and will serve as a limited series sequel to the movie. It will chronicle Penguin's rise to power in the wake of the events of the Batman. There was also a plan for a Gotham City Police Department show, but it was placed on indefinite hold in March of 2022, with Reeves then pivoting to a show about Arkham Asylum. That show has hired a showrunner, and to date does seem like it will be produced. Number 12. The youth in the opening of the scene who is depicted as a newcomer to the gang is played by Jay Lycurgo, who plays Tim Drake in Titans, aka Batman's third Robin. Number 13. Pattinson auditioned in another actor's Batman suit. Fortunately for Reeves, Pattinson was a Batman fan and was actually interested in the part. In the end, it came down to Pattinson and Holt. To shoot his screen test, Pattinson wore the Batman costume that Val Kilmer had worn in Batman Forever, as it was the only one that fit him. Kilmer's suit proved good luck to Pattinson, who won the part. Number 14. Several directors were considered as a replacement. With Affleck out of the picture, Warner Brothers went on a wide search for a new director. Some established old hands, such as Ridley Scott and George Miller, were in the mix. So were directors like Denis Villeneuve. Also, in the mix, Matt Reeves, fresh off of the Planet of the Apes reboot. Number 15. Reeves wanted a different take on Batman. Mercifully, we didn't get another origin story. Still, when Reeves took over, he wanted to focus on Bruce Wayne's early days as a vigilante in Gotham, drawing inspiration in part from the Year One comics arc. He also planned to focus on Batman as a detective more than the kind of guy who stars in an action film. Drawing a lot of inspiration from Mindhunter, the director also landed on Riddler as a villain, imagining him in the vein of the Zodiac Killer. Number 16. Despite being a crime boss, one thing Penguin wasn't allowed to do in the movie was smoke. He said, "I fought valiantly for a cigar. At one stage I said, I can have it unlit. Just let me have it unlit." They were like, "No," Colin Farrell explained, discussing studio restrictions. Number 17. John Turturro had an inside connection that helped with his character. Turturro was cast as Carmine Falcone, Gotham's crime boss, and he got help from Reeves in developing the character. The director wasn't the only one who helped, though. Turturro's son Amadeo is an editor at DC Comics, so he was able to provide some insight on Falcone as well. Number 18. Catwoman was reprising the role. Several actresses were in the mix for Catwoman, but in the end, the role went to Zoe Kravitz. She may have had an upper hand on the competition. Kravitz voiced Catwoman in the Lego Batman movie a couple of years prior. Number 19. Barry Keoghan's Joker was originally going to have a Mindhunter-style scene earlier in the movie, where Batman asks him for help figuring out the Riddler's next move, but it ended up being cut. The scene between Riddler and Joker that we see in the final version was also almost cut. Number 20. In fact, Barry was announced in the role of Gotham City Police Officer Stanley Merkel and even filmed fake scenes to make sure his actual role was kept as secret as possible. Number 21. Of course, Colin is unrecognizable in his Penguin makeup, he even went to Starbucks without being recognized. As he recalled, "I got a couple of stares, but only because it's such an imposing look." We hope you enjoyed learning some fascinating movie facts with us today. If you want to keep up with our latest content and never miss out on any behind-the-scenes trivia, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next video with even more amazing movie facts.